So these past several days, I've been having a few issues with humidity and all sorts of stuff, as well as the recording equipment. Now, this is a downside of using a cellular phone for filming. I thought I had a bunch of room, and every time stuff updates, even though it works fine already, it just takes up even more storage space. Normally I would have about an hour of footage if I delete all the other videos that I have, but now it's 31 minutes. So I have to look into that before the fan me group trip or whatever. But I'll show you some of the air conditioning. It's, I think, 76%, 75% humidity. It is, I believe, 84 outside right now. At least that's what the feels like is. I can't remember. I looked at it before making the video, and yeah. So I got this one running. I've not ran this unit so much this year because I was having issues with it short cycling. I was tripping the breaker. And this time I turned off everything else in the garage. The only thing I have running is this unit, the one upstairs, and the ceiling fans. Not all the ceiling fans, but some ceiling fans. So there's a lot less power consumption. And I turned that unit on at 8,000 I just showed on about an hour or so ago. I went inside and took a nap, waited for it to cool off a little bit because I need to actually do work outside. And this is doing pretty good, but we've had another issue. It's starting to drip from that hole there underneath the compressor, which most likely means that that back drain hole might be a bit clogged or something. I do see something right there along the bottom, some like orange gunk. So I don't really know what that's about. And it also looks like there's some rust starting to form along the bottom of the unit. Kind of see how the paint is bubbling up. So that's not good. This unit, if this one goes, we will have issues. So I gotta get a spare unit set up so I have something to use if this is to fail. But because now it's dripping out of that other drain hole, it's dripping on top of this unit and splashing up on this wood, and now this wood is covered in mold. And only like 3 or so days ago, I looked at this and it didn't look that bad, but now it's absolutely covered in mold. So I'm most likely going to have to remove that and get that sanded down and repainted or something. I'm not too sure. And also it's just messing with the paint on this unit, and also now there's mold on it. I think the only good thing about this is possibly with water dripping on this. Later tonight I'm thinking of firing this unit up if it's still humid down there, so it'll kind of help cool this unit off. But yeah, so I'll figure something else out eventually with that. I am probably going to start looking into swapping both of these units out. That WC on the first floor, the thing just uses so much power. But it can really pull the humidity out. This one here, it was dripping a lot more earlier, but I think it's cycled a few times now. But yeah, it's doing pretty good. It's dripping. And then it drips on this ladder, which drips off over here on the corner. So these are still working quite nicely. I'll go inside quickly before I show off the other units running. And it's dark in here because I've kept the lights off. With my main, I just have that one on the switch so I don't use it all the time. And when I was working in here earlier, this was the only light I was using, and this one here, which I'm going to turn on again. We're going to hope that the power doesn't dip down too much. But that unit over there is working. It actually feels great in here. Humidity was really bad over yesterday night. I ran this dehumidifier. This is a different one. You've not seen this before. I did used to have one of those, but this is a completely different unit. This one's higher capacity. Mine was a 20 pint, that's a 40 pint, so the coil's a lot thicker. It's also a lot louder. I don't know what compressor or anything is in that one. And then up here we have this thing. And when it gets really hot, this unit struggles to keep up. It's still quite warm up here. Claims that it's 80 degrees. And it kind of feels like it. But there's no humidity. I have a hygrometer over here. Hygrometer says, at least the temperature side of it says it's 81. But it's a little under 40, and it's been keeping that. There's like no fluctuation with the humidity on that hygrometer. And that's really good. Standing in front of this, it feels amazing. So this thing is keeping humidity down up here. That's good. And this door here, I have a bunch of stuff here. Still haven't got those shelves built. From the PA fan me, I brought a bunch of junk back, and that didn't help. And then community garage sales are this upcoming weekend, and then the Fanimation trip, so I'll be bringing even more junk over. Maybe I can get one set of shelves up before then. That's if I'm optimistic. And I do have another hygrometer down here. This one's a bit spoiled because it's like 30 years old. It also claims that the temperature down here is around 80. And the humidity is about 41, and that matches with the humidity on the upper floor. Now I'll say there's definitely a temperature difference between this floor and the floor above. It feels a bit colder down here. I am also curious what is the temperature that this unit is taking in. So we'll have a look at this quickly. I have to walk over all these junky fans I need to get cleaned up and sold. 79. I also did tuck the thermostat back into the intake vent because for a while I had a bunch of stuff piling up over here, and that was messing up the recirculation on it, and it was freezing up. And it seems to be working a bit better now. And with how hot it is, I don't think I have any issues of it short cycling. And once it gets to a good temperature, I can just turn that unit off and rely on the one on the upper floor. Now, my plan is a good 8,000 BTU should be able to cool this whole floor off. I now have insulation in the garage door. That's kind of the biggest one because this is just a metal radiator. As soon as a bunch of light hits this, that's a issue. Now, I'm thinking with this back window here, putting a 5K where that unit is. And the reasoning why I'm going to do that is a 5K won't stick out nearly as far as this big 10K. And with that, I won't have to worry about water dripping directly on the back side of the unit and splashing up and causing mold. I do have another one of those cabinet doors, I think, that I can use. If not, I'll cut some wood and do it the right way. But I am not fond of the wood back there. As with that unit over there, that bottom half will be boarded up, and I do have a 8K super thrust that I'm going to be putting in the upper hole, unless if I find something else. I have a couple things, but those are just some of the ones that I have right now. This has also been cycling today. It was running when I started the video, but it is off now. As you can see, it's all wet here around the bottom. I'm going to guess it's from the compressor. Probably got cold and sweaty. And the one line set there is somewhat the cold. So this has been working. I don't know what the exact temperature inside is that we have this set at. I think it's at 73 right now, 72. This thing needs cleaned badly. The whole front there's all clogged up. I'll do it once it starts to cool off. I normally do it around midsummer. I should really be doing it in the spring or in fall or something instead of halfway through the year. But there was a bunch of vines growing up through this yesterday night. I ripped them all out. That's what all this stuff is here. I think I did pretty good. I should just be mowing around here. That'll keep the vines from growing in it. And then that one's been going, that's on low cool. It's kind of hard to see how this one is working, but it is dripping. The neighbor's unit is running. This one's pretty quiet. If I remember right, this has a cooling compressor in it. Yeah, I think it does. I can't hear it run because the neighbor's unit's running. And have vines here on the front that I gotta figure out what to do with. But that unit up there is going as well. It's the 8000 BTU Quasar. Now, this unit here, I'm going to be swapping this one out soon. I'll show you what I have. That thing has not been cleaned in multiple years, just like the unit in the second story of the garage. It needs to be cleaned. I also have this unit. This one won't be running till night, but that's in my dad's room. That replaced the Siesta too. Here's a piece of junk Frigidaire I'm working on. But this unit here at the bottom is another Panasonic. Well, it's not a Quasar, but it's Panasonic branded or whatever. Same thing. But this will be going in that. This is a 7500 instead of an 8000 or whatever. So I'm just going to do a chassis swap. I'll get this one cleaned up. But I first have to remove these. And both of these air conditioners are very heavy. I don't know why I put these very heavy units on it, and it's heavy enough that the case on it's starting to bend. No, probably won't leave this sleeve, but the plan is getting one of these cleaned up, tucking this in the closet, so when that unit gets dirty, pull the one sleeve out, shove it in the window, or put the one unit in, and then just swapping them out depending if one needs cleaned or not. And this will be the spare unit, so I'll have this one cleaned and ready in the closet. So if that other unit needs cleaned, I can swap them out because this one works really good. I do also have the front grill for it. It is right here. I got this one from Russ Stacy at the air conditioner meet. But this one, you'll be seeing this one at some point. Also have this unit. This is brand new. Not even a year old. It already leaked all of its refrigerant. Piece of shit. I was actually thinking of buying a unit like this because I was going to do an experiment where I bought a new unit, put it in my dad's room, and used it under regular circumstances, and just see how long it lasted. Which I think I'll do pretty good. As long as you drill a drain hole, it should be fine. Unless if it's defective like that piece of shit. We'll go inside. Actually, let's see if this is running first. And then we can head inside, but this has been cycling. Yeah, it's off right now. So, here's the bedroom unit running. Feels great in here, actually. I think this did cycle a few times, but it's not cycled very much. I've been sleeping mostly. But it works just fine. I don't really have much to show in here besides it works. Now, I don't run this one too often, but it does exist. I'll run it when it gets really hot or humid, like how it is today. Now, with how our central system is working, the humidity is just outrageous on this floor. This house was originally spec'd with a gravity furnace, and because of that, there's no return vents on the upper floors. So, going up into this place here is the Quasar. And I don't really got much to show because this is the same as last time that I showed it, but each time I show it, it gets dirtier. I cleaned the filter off on it in the spring, but it will need to be cleaned again. So, yeah, I might just remove it, go clean it. I don't think I'll do it right now, though, because I'm too tired and it works just fine. And like almost every other piece of Japanese equipment, if for whatever reason you can't change the filter on it and it gets absolutely packed, it's just going to continue to work. There just won't be any airflow, and then the coil will freeze up. So, Yeah, I also have a control door for this now because that Panasonic that's out there had a control door. Um, I don't know if I'll be transferring it to this grill or putting the Panasonic grill on that, because the Panasonic grill I think is actually better conditioned than this one. This one's kind of yellow and there's like a burn mark up here in the top or something. Yeah, well, I'm going to end this video now because I feel very tired. It also is kind of warm up here too. Seems doing great, it's just warm.